We the people can do anything we put our minds to, and in this case, our hands. When the Historic Huntsville Foundation needed to pay off the mortgage at its Harrison Brothers hardware store, volunteers got creative and quite crafty, stitching together an idea that turned out to be a priceless piece of art that displays the true American spirit of coming together in times of need. The remaining mortgage on the Harrison Brothers hardware store in 1989 was $50,000. Dale Rhoades was a 30-year volunteer at the Historic Huntsville Foundation back then.
I just wanted to see Harrison Brothers saved.
And as a talented quilter, she and the late Lynn Jones thought about creating a special American signature quilt. Actually two, one for the foundation to keep, one to be auctioned off. The right quilt with the right message with notable signatures might raise enough money to put a dent in that debt. Boy, was Rhoades in for a surprise. A committee formed, selected the specific signatures they wanted, wrote convincing letters to solicit those signatures, and mailed off 2 swatches of material, along with a special pen. Amazingly, the committee received 170 salient signatures. The most difficult signature to get, the one you're most proud of?
Well, Ronald and Nancy Reagan did not sign autographs, and we got both of those.
After those came in the mail, Rhoades got a call.
But it's the White House. And I thought, oh, I better answer this one. And I did. And one of Mrs. Bush's secretaries was calling to tell me she does not sign autographs.
Well, that was until Ann Oak's 4th grade class at Chaffee Elementary guilted the former teacher turned First Lady into her signature. Little David Hunt wrote,
"Yesterday we got to see a signature quilt. It had lots of important names like Bo Jackson, Arnold Palmer, and the President, your husband. We hope you will sign the quilt piece so we can add your name. That would be wonderful."
Soon after, the First Lady's signature arrived in Huntsville and pieced together with other First Ladies, their husbands, and dozens of other very notable names. Some had a shared history, some had common interests. The quilt pattern is the Ohio Star. These signature place cards create interesting seating arrangements depicting an evening soiree.
I wanted to make sure they had something in common and would have something to talk about around the dinner table.
And while you were piecing it together by hand, did you think about the conversations?
Oh, yes.
George Wallace, Rosa Parks, Harper Lee, Coretta Scott King, Jimmy Carter, Neil Armstrong, John Glenn, Joe DiMaggio, Walter Cronkite and Barbara Walters, Katharine Hepburn and Bob Hope, Frank Sinatra, Arnold Palmer, Julia Child, and more.
This quilt is stitched together with their volunteerism. That is the thread that runs through this quilt. All of these people, 170, came together in order to help preserve a hardware store that probably none of them had ever been to because 2 women asked for their help.
The American signature quilts took 2 years to cut, piece, stitch, and quilt. In the end, the raffled quilt fetched almost half of the remaining mortgage. And the other quilt that Harrison Brothers kept, well,
it is priceless.
And that American signature quilt has never been displayed publicly at Harrison Brothers, but it will tomorrow through October 25th, all part of Historic Huntsville Foundation's story as America turns 250.